Hey, welcome back to Diabolic Shrimp, the least professional talk show on the internet. I'm your host, bestselling author, comic creator, and video game designer Josh Grant. And today it's just the cool announcement, a very short one for you today, for another zombie apocalypse. My zombie comic. It's got all these awesome zombie stories. We're just gonna break it down just a little bit today. I'm gonna show you some of the awesome art. This is going live on March 7th, 2023 if you're watching this way later. So that's this coming Tuesday if you're watching this right now. And so, yeah, so another zombie apocalypse. You can find the link to that in the description below. It's an Amazon link, but we also are going to be published pretty much everywhere anything could be published. There's going to be a physical book, there's an ebook, it's going to be in Barnes and Noble and Apple Books and everything under the sun, hopefully in your local bookstore or your local library as well. So definitely look for that. Just a really quick look at some of our highlighted books really quick. So, of course, another zombie apocalypse is what we're talking all about today. Just look at that art; it's just gorgeous. I'm sorry, I'm gushing for this because I've been working on it for we've been working on this for the past year, and it's so beautiful. And getting to see it come to life. Well, beautiful in a gruesome way because it's a zombie book. It follows all these zombie apocalypses across like different worlds. So we get to see like a very different takes on the zombie apocalypse in these short stories, but they're actually all connected. So even if you're not a big fan of short stories, there's a bigger plot going on here. So before we get into zombie though, taking a look at some of our highlighted books. So Conditions, Book 2, by Tiffany Brown, a love story that will give you hope, keep you guessing, and make you want to continue reading until the end. Catch up in the second book of the reality series with characters you can relate to. So, The Legend of the Copper Cyborg Loading by L. Hawk and J. Hawk. Find out what happens when technology has a massive glitch. In this book, a character named Kelsey is on a quest to try to escape a strange new world, but an insane cyborg tries to stop her plans. It's actually kind of almost a very Wizard of Oz, like the book Wizard of Oz. It's kind of cool. And so, The Captivating Flames of Madness by Jeff Parsons. I reviewed this one, a really awesome book, kind of similar to our zombie book we're talking today. It's a bunch of different dimensions. We're all just one event, mishap, or decision away from things that could change our lives forever. What would you do if fate led you astray into a grim world where you encountered vengeful ghosts, homicidal maniacs, ancient gods, apocalyptic nightmares, dark magic, deadly space aliens, and more? Again, I would just run away. It's like that's what I would do. The Four Lives of Robinson Appleson by Veronique Isweri Pasquet. And so this book tells the story of a prince who is cursed. He becomes a cannibal and he is doomed to never fall in love. If he does, he will end up eating his beloved. Readers who love fantasy books with a predator prey love story will be delighted. If you're interested in any of those highlighted books, check out the description down below. You can actually find the link to all of those in down below next to also another zombie apocalypse's link. So let's talk another zombie apocalypse volume 1. This is going to be a trilogy, but each story is its own thing. It's a whole new kind of story to tell, and so very cool, like just different takes on another zombie apocalypse, and it's just gorgeous art by Laszlo Nemeth. And so definitely check out. It's over 100 pages of art in this comic, and so we start out with the mysterious Observer number 7. So Observer is this strange figure walking through. You can see everyone's actually frozen in time there, and he's walking along and narrating a bit in the beginning there. And he's this strange figure that we kind of see all throughout. And I don't want to reveal anything about him really because he is kind of the glue that holds it all together, but it's a very different take on the zombie apocalypse. He kind of walks us through all of it, and he's just kind of this strange, mysterious figure. And then we get to jump into chapter 1, Husk. And so this was so much fun to create. I love robots. I love Terminator is one of my favorites. And I thought it'd be really fun to throw a robot in the zombie apocalypse. And what would that entail? And so we get this robot that's kind of helping out his master, and he's getting supplies because the zombies will leave him alone. But he's contemplating like what it means to be human in the zombie outbreak. He kind of has it in his head that zombies are also human, and so it's very confusing for him of everything that's going on. And so it's just a really interesting, this one's a little bit more interesting philosophical kind of chapter for the zombie apocalypse of like what would be like if robots were also in the zombie apocalypse. So then we jump to chapter 2, the Horde. Every chapter on this, I had an idea for a zombie apocalypse that I wanted to take an element of the zombie apocalypse and put a different spin on it. It's always zombies, but I wanted more too. I wanted other creatures as well, and so the Horde was my answer to that. A family, they're being stalked by this creature, and it's very zombies. You still have zombies in there, and it's like, but there's something else going on, and you have our main character here, Jenna. She's on a mission from the military, and she's kind of hunting something, and so it's like it's kind of this creepy creature. It's a really fun creature feature. I love creatures, and so then we get chapter 3, Patient Zero here, and this one was a wonderfully emotional chapter. It's we follow that a guy there. You can kind of see him on the right there. His name is Matthew, and he's just he's kind of gets bullied a bit. He gets kind of beat up throughout his life. He kind of works in this kind of a like kind of dead end job, and it's kind of ignored. And then the zombie outbreak happens, and he's put through this rigorous training. You can see him getting bit. He's immune. He's part of a squad of immune soldiers, and they all get put through this like rough boot camp training to try. They're on the hunt for Patient Zero that starts the apocalypse, and so he gets put through this harsh training. But it's all about, it's a very emotional one. It's all about what it means to be human, and what it means in the apocalypse, when it's all about survival. It's all about being like mean as the enemy, and it's a really great emotional story. And so this one was tons of fun to write. Another zombie apocalypse, chapter 4, Blood Ties. We have the Vampire Brothers, and you can definitely see our nod to like movies like the Lost Boys, and so you can see that kind of like punk 80s punk look, and it was just a lot of fun. Laszlo had this concept that he had done years ago, long before he and I ever even met, and of these vampire brothers, and he wanted to put them in a story. And so we thought this would be a perfect one, where it's like, what would it be like if you had vampires in the zombie apocalypse, and that look at like humans and how they view, it's like vampires were already feeding on them before the apocalypse, and now you got zombies too. And then you get what happens if a vampire feeds on a zombie, and what's a zombie vampire like. And so we get this like creature. It's another creature feature, and the vampire brothers in there, and they're really fun characters, and it was actually a really fun one. And you can see it's very cinematic. We had all the rain and the lightning, so definitely a cool one to check out. And so, and of course, chapter 5, zombie. This one was so much fun. You can see that look on the left there of our zombie there. He I based him off of Tar Man. So we used to watch Return of the Living Dead when I was a kid, and it used to creep me out big time. And so Tar Man there is he was the creepiest zombie in there. They found him in a basement, and so we based this zombie on off of it. So this one follows a mother. She's trying to go save her son, who's been kidnapped actually by a zombie, and there's a lot more going on here. So this zombie, weirdly enough, it's like sentient, and it's like hunting them, and it's really creepy. This one was really fun. It's really creepy. I wanted to capture a little bit of that. I love Terminator, so I wanted to capture a bit of that Terminator feel of like you're being hunted by this like sentient killer, and it won't ever stop. It's like it's not human. It's gonna come after you. So and that's another zombie apocalypse. I know this is a short one, but I just wanted to throw that out there. It's available for pre-order at the link below. The physical version will be out shortly in just a couple of days, and then it's going to be in everything under the sun. So definitely check that out. Just look at all that beautiful art. So definitely check this one out, because it's just tons of fun, and there's something bigger going on. So it's definitely a mystery. We have Observer number 7 that ties it all together. So quick word again. So the 4 lives of Robinson Appleson, where it's kind of like this love story, but it's this danger of falling in love. If you fall in love, you'll end up eating your beloved. So interesting take on kind of a love story, and really interesting kind of fantasy look too. And so these are all down in the description below. Jeff Parsons, The Captain in Flames of Madness. Again, like if you love like these different takes of like horror stories, that this is definitely a great one for you. You got some very Lovecraftian stories. You got some like psycho killers. You got the classic haunted house kind of stuff. It's great. And so The Legend of the Copper Cyborg, loading. This one's a wonderful like especially like young adult or preteen adventure kind of thing. It's like, but it's a really nice like kind of fantasy sci-fi one, a lot of fun. And so Conditions by Tiffany Brown there, just awesome love story there. And so definitely check those out. So, well, this has been another, I almost said another zombie apocalypse. This has been another Diabolic Shrimp. Thanks for tuning in. Have a good night.